Deathbat here. In today's video, I want to be ranking the Batman movies. For this ranking, I'm not going to be counting the Batman animated movies, since that would be like up to 50 plus the live action. So I'm only counting live action Batman movies, and I'm also counting Justice League, since I did ask Facebook what if I should, and good majority did say yes. Coming in last place, no surprise, in 10th place is Batman and Robin.
I want a car. Chicks dig the car.
This is why Superman works alone.
A world.
Normally, I don't like to talk about a movie that's been scolded by the internet, but since I do call myself Deathbat, not Deadbat, and this is his Batman movie, I'm still going to talk about it. And everyone, if you look on any list, ranking list of Batman and anything of the Batman, people already stated why it's hated, and I mostly agree. The casting's horrible. Rip Jeep Swanson, but he's not really a good Bane. He acts more like Slim Grundy. George Clooney's not that good of a Batman. Like, his voice stays the same no matter what. So if you listen, like if a citizen listen to Batman and then they listen to Bruce Wayne, they could easily tell that Batman is Bruce Wayne. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze could have been good, but it was the way that the script was written, because there's just too much ice puns. And I honestly think it's not Arnold's fault. Like, he's just reading off the script and having fun with it. It's mostly the writer's fault for it. I think the only good casting choice is the chick. I forget her name, but she plays Poison Ivy. I think she did a good Poison Ivy. And Chris O'Donnell, I think he's my favorite live-action Robin, mostly because he's probably the only live-action Robin. Yeah, that's about all I'm going to say about Batman and Robin. Like I said, mostly everyone from the internet has said everything that I agree on about Batman and Robin, so I'm probably not going to take too much time to explain Batman and Robin, why it's on the bottom 10th list. Well, I mean 10th on the ranking list. Coming in 9th place is Batman the movie. That was from the 1960s.
Batman speaking. Warning all of you to brace yourselves for big news.
The biggest.
Tell them, Robin.
Holy superlatives, Batman. It's really exciting. Soon, very soon, Batman and I will be batapulting right out of your TV sets and onto your theater screens.
That's right, Robin. Our first full-length motion picture feature in color opens a whole new world of thrills.
You honestly can't really be mad at this movie, mostly because it was a prodigy of its time. Like, at the time, Batman was goofy, silly, fun. Now, he's dark and serious, which that's the Batman I prefer, mostly because I grew up with the Christopher Nolans, and I do love the Ben Affleck Batman. And so, yeah, I know that there's people out there who put this movie really high, mostly because they grew up with the Adam West Batman. I never grew up with the Adam West, so I never really felt like really connected to it. It was sad when he died. Yeah, sorry that this one is mostly dead air, because I really don't got much to say about it, other than it's a prodigy of its time, and it's at number 9 in my ranking list. At number 8 is Justice League.
We have to be ready. You, me, the others. There's an attack coming from far away.
Not coming, Bruce. It's already here.
I already talked about this movie, so I'm gonna keep it short. It could have been a lot better. Josh Whedon and Warner Bros. Kind of fucked everything up. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. That's about it that I'm gonna say about Justice League. I have talked about Justice League in full detailed and my DCEU ranking, so check that one if you really want to know my thoughts on the Justice League movie. This might be a little controversial, but at number 7 is going to be Batman Returns.
Who can save this city is a creature of the night.
Hey, Stud. I thought we had something together.
We do. While she craves a romance she can sink her claws into.
You're catnip too, girlie.
You might realize that I changed my hat and my shirt. That's because I recorded this on a different day. That doesn't matter. People are probably gonna get mad at me because I put Batman Returns down this bottom. It's far from a bad movie. I actually enjoy it. But it feels more of a Tim Burton movie than a Batman movie. So I have to be in a really specific mood to watch it. Like Tim Burton made two Batman movies. I'm not that big of a fan of Tim Burton. I think the only thing is, besides the Batman movies, is Nightmare Before Christmas. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed that movie. And plus he didn't direct it really, he just produced it. But yeah, it's not bad. I really enjoy Michael Keaton as Batman, Danny DeVito as the Penguin, and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. People complain about the darkness of the movie. I didn't think the darkness was a problem. You think like Ben Affleck's Batman killed a lot of people? Michael Keaton slaughtered people in this one in the beginning with all the clowns out on the scene harassing like Gotham City citizens. Batman just straight up slaughtered their asses. For me, I have to be in a specific mood to watch it. It's a great movie, but if one of my friends or family wanted to watch it with me, and why not watch it? It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's really good. This is controversial, but coming at 6th place is Batman Forever.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through.
I honestly, hate me all you want, but I honestly would rather watch Batman Forever than Batman Returns. They're both great movies. I really enjoyed Batman Forever. Val Kilmer was a pretty good Batman, and it sucks that people mostly forget about his Batman. But it's better than George Clooney. People remember him from being just so awful. He's way better than George Clooney, no doubt. Sorry, George. Even though you are one of my favorite actors, you really shine in From Dusk Till Dawn and Oh Brother Where Art Thou, I think I believes. Not Batman and Robin. But Val Kilmer wasn't as good as Michael Keaton. I think Michael Keaton in the 90s was Batman. It sucks because Joel Schumacher said that not Michael Keaton, that Val Kilmer was such a bitch on set that he just didn't really want him to be part of Batman and Robin. I feel like if Val Kilmer was Batman in Batman, oh shit, my camera's tilted. If Val Kilmer was in Batman and Robin, it probably would have made the movie a little bit better. Chris O'Donnell's great. It's great as Robin. Freaking Tommy Lee Jones was just a goof as Two-Face. I didn't really like his performance as much. I feel like Billy D. Williams would have done the character justice. I think Jim Carrey was kind of perfect as the Riddler, to be honest. Maybe tone it down too, but other than that, Jim Carrey was a good Riddler. The soundtrack is awesome. It's in one of my top 5 favorite movie soundtracks of all time. And this was the first movie that I bought as a kid. This is the first superhero movie that I actually owned. So that kind of gets a trump card. Not really, because the other 5 I think are better. And really, the movie that people hate on theaters, the theatrical, it's really not the movie that Joel Schumacher wanted. Like, he has deleted scenes. They're all awesome too. Like, it shows Harvey Dent escaping from Arkham Asylum, and that scene is just awesome. It's dark. There's a scene where Man-Bat appears, and it's not the CGI or anything. Like, it's practical effects, and it looks honestly looks really beautiful. And I want to say something later on because I already seen it and I already talked about it. But yeah, I want to say, like, yeah, the Snyder cut gets released, and why not release the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever? In the top 5, in 5th place is Batman Begins.
I heard you were back. But the man I loved, the man who vanished, never came back.
He's here. Who? The Batman.
Gotham must be destroyed.
Gotham isn't beyond saving.
Just hold on.
Guy dresses up like
I'm just like everyone else on this movie. This is my favorite definitive Batman origin story. Like in Batman 1889, it really didn't go through that much. And then in Batman v Superman, it only scanned through it in the beginning. This went through every detail of his relation of his parents, and I really enjoyed that. The only thing I really like is the logic of Ra's al Ghul. Like, they said that he's the guy who plays in Godzilla, Gorilla's Liam Neeson, and The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, so they just kind of completely ignored him. Which he kind of really is, Ra's al Ghul, because he's the one who trained Batman, like the other guy didn't. So I don't like to open my villain card that came with the box set for the Dark Knight trilogy, but look, even in the Dark Knight trilogy, the villain cards, it's Ra's al Ghul. I mean, it's Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul. Other than that, this movie's really good, and if you're gonna binge watch any Batman movie, you know, the Dark Knight trilogy, go for it. Coming at 4th place is Batman 1989.
Lieutenant, is there a 6-foot bat in Gotham City?
nice outfit.
You look fine.
I didn't ask. I have given a name to my pain.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
This is the Batman movie of the 90s. Well, this was made in 1989, so it's really the 80s. But it continued in the 90s, and most people know it as 90s Batman. So, it's the definitive Batman movie in the 90s. The only thing I have a problem with is the trailer. Like, when I was looking up the trailers to get for this video, I saw that trailer I showed you guys. I kind of let it run through a little bit just to show you guys what I'm talking about. That it just seems like a bunch of just random cuts of the movie all put together. It's not really a trailer. It's more of a fan video, like the title "Why Batman is Such a Badass" or anything like that. That's the only problem I really have with the movie. Now it's just a new recent problem. Like, I think Michael Keaton is a great Batman. He's my 3rd favorite. Jack Nicholson is a great Joker. He's my first, probably tied with Heath Ledger. Like, those are the best Jokers, and I can't wait for a Joaquin Phoenix Joker to come out. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna say, like, I did love the Bob Kane cameo in there, like how Stan Lee does Marvel. This is just a great 80s movie. It's probably one of my favorite 80s movies of all time. Of course, it's Batman. I love Batman. See my arm? DC's right there. My arm right here is Batman. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, give it a watch. It's really worth the watch. I love the scenes where it shows Batman out of far away, like him when he's watching down Gotham and he turns around. Like, that's awesome. Like the end scene where it shows him on top of the skyscraper and shows the bat signal right there, that's really badass. I honestly think those are beautiful scenes. Very well made, done. Another controversial one, but at this point I really don't give a shit. At number 3rd place is The Dark Knight.
We're tonight's entertainment. Well, hello, beautiful. You look nervous.
I've seen now what I have to become to stop men like him.
The night is darkest just before the dawn. I promise you, the dawn is coming.
And here we go.
This city deserves a better class of criminal. I'm gonna give it to him. No! You'll see. I'll show you. You either die.
People are probably gonna hate me a lot for putting Batman The Dark Knight around number 3 instead of number 1. But eventually I just really don't care all that much for it. It's my opinion, but Heath Ledger's Joker, that's one of my favorite Jokers. He's right next to Jack Nicholson. Like, they're two very different Jokers where you can't put best, like second or first, you just have to put them in the same spot. It's just like the reason why Dark Knight is in front of Batman 1989 is because I feel like the Dark Knight would within time stand more because of how relevant, while Batman 1989 could feel a little cheesy at some times because it was the 80s. It was around the end of the 80s. This might be very minor problems, but there's just some scenes where it just, with the character's reactions, like the actress's face and all that, it's just a little weird for me, like this scene.
Now, our operation is small, but there's a...
It's a great movie. Like I said, all 3 of the trilogies are masterpieces. And I just wasn't that really emotional attached to it like I am to these other 2 movies. And number 2 is BVS.
That's how it starts. The fever. The rage that turns good men cruel.
This Bat vigilante is like a one-man reign of terror.
You don't get to decide what the right thing is. Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
This means something. It's all some people have. It's all that gives them hope.
People hate what they don't understand. Be their hero, Clark. Be their angel. Be their monument. Be anything they need you to be. Or be none of it. You don't owe this world a thing. You never did.
I've already talked about this movie, how it inspired me to become a filmmaker, and how it really made me want to do this channel. Like, yeah, I agree. The Warner Bros. Cut of the film, the theatrical cut, made things not make sense. And if they probably did make another Batman movie, if they make a Batman movie before this one, you know, Man of Steel, Batman, and then Batman v Superman, I think that people would have hated this movie less. This movie gets really gets hate, unnecessary hate, for really what people is just stupid about, really. You know, really. But if you haven't seen the ultimate cut of, the Ultimate Edition, that cut of BVS, you should go and watch it. It's worth it. Like, it's better than Endgame. It's like better than most MCU movies, honestly. The words of Martha Kent: people hate what they don't understand, which is basically true, because the freaking people who hate just seen the theatrical cut and didn't even bother to see the Ultimate Edition. And if you did and you still hate it, you know, that's your opinion. It's fine. I'm fine with it. Just don't, like, push it on people like it's some kind of fucking fact, because it's really not. It's an opinion. There's a difference. And if you're too ignorant to really realize that, then maybe you should just shut the fuck up, really. Coming at number 1 is The Dark Knight Rises. This is another movie that gets really unnecessary hate. Like, for real, like, I think it's a masterpiece. It's better than The Dark Knight. Like I said again, third time, all the whole Dark Knight trilogy are masterpieces, but the best one, the one that shines the best, is The Dark Knight Rises. People complain that it seemed rushed. It was, you know, too rushed, which really, 4 years, I believe, you know, it does seem rushed. You know, the plane scene in the beginning was an actual plane. If it was rushed, then maybe they would have done CGI, went the lazy way out, like how Marvel does. Another thing, it was a mess of a film. Like, the storyline just didn't feel right. Like, how is it a mess? It's about Bane fulfilling Ra's al Ghul's mission and destroying everything of Gotham. And since he knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne, since the League of Shadows, he's also trying to destroy Bruce Wayne as a person. Like, I don't see how that's a mess of a movie. And plus, Tom Hardy's Bane kind of blows Heath Ledger's Joker out of the water, to be honest. Like, yeah, Heath Ledger's Joker has quotable lines. I don't know if I said that back when I was talking about The Dark Knight, but Tom Hardy's just killed it. And really, people are always going to say Heath Ledger's better because the Joker is more popular than Bane in the comics and pop culture and anything. But for me, Tom Hardy's Bane is better than Heath Ledger's Joker by a long shot. Especially this movie had a great send-off of the Dark Knight trilogy. Like, the ending was perfect. It was a masterpiece of itself. And like, I just think people hate this because it's ending. Well, all good things have to end. What did you say? What did you say? Yeah, the MCU was never good. Well, back to business. For the people who commented on a post, I said, what are your thoughts about the Batman movies? Someone commented a video and I didn't watch it. But I don't want to show it, mostly because I don't feel so good right now. Because it's a different day when this is recording. Like, I just don't really feel myself right now, like today. So I really don't want to edit much. I really don't want to do much today. I'm sorry about that shout out though. Next video, I'm going to do Horrortober. And then my next video I'm going to do something about Batman in all of November. Leading in a couple weeks into December to celebrate the 80th year. So if I make any posts on Facebook about that, make sure you comment it. And that time I'll give you a shout out. But sorry about this time because I couldn't. No, not feeling too good. But other than that, Deathbat out.